Original Yes keyboardist Tony Kaye will join the band on their 50th anniversary tour. It's got to be good news. I'm Jon Bowden from Rock History Music. Well, you know, some fans were criticizing the official version of Yes for not having any original members. They go back to 1968. Their first album was recorded in 1969, and Tony Kaye was there. The group also announced another special guest on this tour, Roger Dean, who designed many of their album covers. He's actually going to be at the merchandising table of some of the Yes shows for this tour. He's going to be selling prints, especially a special print of the 1974 Yes album, Relayer. Also, former keyboardist Patrick Moraz, who was on Relayer, and of course in the Moody Blues for quite a few years, plus another ex-keyboardist, Tom Brislin, will make appearances on this tour. Go to yesworld.com for news and convention news as well for Yes. Now, a lot of folks like to talk about original members, but sometimes it's just as important to talk about members who were in the classic lineup. I think some fans sometimes forget that. It's an and/or thing, though, for a lot of fans. They want the original members, and other folks say, well, why can't I have, for instance, in Journey, why can't I have the Escape version of Journey? When it comes to Yes, a lot of the fans, not all of them, certainly like Close to the Edge and Fragile as being their most prolific or greatest albums, while others like 90125 from the 80s. Okay, so let's look at that. Original Yes vocalist Jon Anderson is now in the ARW version of the band. He was on the first album. Guitarist Peter Banks died in 2013. He was 65. Bassist Chris Squire died at 67 in 2015. And rounding out that first album, Bill Bruford, he retired a few years ago. So Tony Kaye is not rejoining Yes as an official member, but he's one hell of a special guest. Tony Kaye was there for their first 3 albums, laying the groundwork, and he came back on that crossover groundbreaking album for some fans, while other fans didn't like it because it was a bit pop, 90125 from 1983. Tony Kaye was also on 9012 Live. It was released 2 years later, then 1987's Big Generator, and that huge reunion project Union from 91, and 1994's Talk. There's also a 5 LP vinyl box set that's remixed by Steven Wilson coming out. It'll feature the Yes album, Fragile, Close to the Edge, Tales from Topographic Oceans, and Relayer. The 2 versions of Yes are a little confusing for some folks, and I can understand that. In every group of so-called diehard fans, there's always the fair weather fans who kind of know, who may be able to name a few members of the band. Now listen, not you guys. I know the people who watch this channel, you know your stuff, but just stop for a second. You know friends who, if you come up to them and say, hey, do you like Yes? They'll go, that's a great band, owner of a lonely heart, rock on. And you go, okay, and what else? And don't get me wrong, these are folks who go to the concerts and go, yeah, oh, they did that, you know? But they're not in the know as well as most true blue Yes fans. You know what I mean? What do you think about Tony Kaye coming back? I think it's great news. Speaking of lineage, he was there in the beginning and contributed an awful lot to this band. It's also sort of an olive leaf. It's also a show of good faith that he's there. There's a possibility Yes kind of thought they had to do this. Either way, I don't care. He's there. It's good news. Anyway, comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. Also, thanks for all the folks who are buying our t-shirts. We're selling a lot of them, and it goes to the improvement of this channel. What we're doing is buying new equipment, and we're expanding an awful lot. By the way, one last thing. If you want to volunteer on Rock History Music, want to be a writer, a researcher, or even want to be a guest on this channel, let us know in the comments of this video. Or go to our Facebook page. There'll be links below. And basically contact us through Messenger. We're expanding and we really appreciate everyone subscribing to our channel. I'm Jon Bowden. This is Rock History Music.